Hey there guys, Tom here, welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of the brand new film Godzilla King of the Monsters. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. Have you seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, or do you have any thoughts about this film? Whatever your thoughts are, make sure you jump down into the comments section below and let's carry on this discussion. So Godzilla King of the Monsters is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla film. This one stars Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobby Brown, and Vera Farmiga. And in this movie, you have Godzilla taking on a bunch of other giant monsters. That's basically the entire plot of this film. Except this time, we the humans, in the words of Kyle Chandler, join the fight. I know that a lot of the complaints, including some of the ones I had with the last Godzilla movie, the main complaint was we hardly saw Godzilla. Now, in this movie, you do see a lot of Godzilla, a lot more of Godzilla, and a lot of Godzilla action fighting other creatures like Ghidorah and Mothra and Rodan. And yet, once again, we have another giant monster CGI movie where the human characters all suck. Godzilla King of the Monsters suffers from a lot of the same tropes that really every other giant monster movie does, in which we're going to focus really hard on all the monsters and all the monster fights, but we're going to make all the human characters idiots, and you're not going to care about any of them. Now, yes, you can make the argument that we just go to see these movies just to see the monsters fight. We don't go to see human characters. However, I don't see that as an either or. It's a both and. Look at a movie like Bumblebee, which is the closest example I can find to illustrate my point here. Look at that movie as compared to any of the other Transformers movies and any of the other giant monster films. Bumblebee is a movie that you had great Transformers action and you had some really decent character work. You had Haley Steinfeld's character, you had her family, you had, with the exception of John Cena, you had a great supporting cast and characters that you got attached to and cared about, and therefore it made for an overall better movie, and you still got, in my opinion at least, great Transformers action. So that is a movie of a perfect example where you can do both of those things, and I found that both Godzilla movies, even Kong Skull Island, you don't really care about any of these characters. I can't remember the names of any of the characters in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I liked the Millie Bobby Brown character. She's probably the best character in the film, and I didn't mind Kyle Chandler either, but none of the characters really matter. And I'll be honest, there's a couple of cool scenes with Godzilla fighting Ghidorah or another monster, but honestly, that after a while, especially towards the third act, got really tired and really boring. And I just found myself sitting there waiting for this to end because the cinematography of those fights, I know it's all done on a computer with the monster fights, but the cinematography and the camera work is really kind of shaky, and they film it like it's all at night and it's all in rain, so you really can't see what's going on and it's a bit of a mess. And again, I go back to a film like Bumblebee where all the fighting, all the action between the Transformers, you could tell what was going on. And for the most part in Godzilla King of the Monsters, you really can't tell one monster apart from the other when they're engaged in combat. And it also didn't help that in between all of the monster fights, you had boring military generals giving PowerPoint presentations about how they found these monsters and what their purpose on Earth is and all this stuff that you just don't care about. And also, one of the most basic things in storytelling is character motivations and getting characters through a story from point A to point B to point C, D, E, F, G. And Godzilla King of the Monsters, a lot of the characters just change their motivation just because that's what the story demanded. It's like the story demanded that, well, we need to get our character from this point to this point. We're not really sure how to do it. Oh, we'll just have the character do a complete 180 on his point of view for no apparent reason. So guys, overall, listen, to me, Godzilla is a film with some cool little scenes of some monster fights and then some not cool scenes and then some boring exposition and PowerPoint presentations of military generals standing around a table. I'm not over-exaggerating. There is more of just military people standing around giving PowerPoint presentations and boring exposition that I don't care about than there is monster fights in this film. So it really drags this film down to a grinding halt. So between those things, the fact that I don't care about any of these characters except maybe for the Millie Bobby Brown character, and that's not even saying that much, to the quote-unquote villains who were completely useless in this film and weren't interesting at all, I think this film is a bad film. Now, there are going to be people that go to this movie and enjoy it, and that's totally cool. I just know for me, I didn't enjoy it. This movie is going to be one that is very divisive, and I've seen a lot of critics saying that as well. This is going to be a divisive film, so I would encourage you to go and see it for yourself and form your own opinions. But if you ask me, I didn't like Godzilla King of the Monsters. I just don't understand this thing that all of Hollywood seems to have, except for the makers of Bumblebee, where we either have monster fights or we either have good characters. We can't do both for some reason. I don't know why that's so hard. If Bumblebee can do it well, then other studios and other filmmakers can also do it well. So it's not an either or situation. So look, overall, I didn't like Godzilla King of the Monsters, but maybe you will. So once again, if you guys have seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, or if you're interested in seeing it, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts and we can carry on the discussion right down there. Thank you very much for watching this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.